You ready? What'd you get?
Not much.
No?
I think I got a pigeon, actually.
Really?
I think I got one on a lamppost.
So you know how to use that thing now, huh?
Oh, yeah. Let's go film the pigeons.
After you. Cool, man. See how easy it is? Okay, now zoom right in on that. You go really slow, really slow. All right, ready? What do I do? Just
Throw 'em up.
ready?
Hey, wait. When one goes the other.
Richie? Richie?
See? It's just slower than the other one. The one on the side's a lot faster.
Hey. Are we that much of a charity case?
Actually, it's not charity. It's just an attempt to atone for my ignorance.
Well, Richie never gets to have anyone over for dinner, so he feels like it. You can invite him.
It's all right with you?
I'll be ready in about a half an hour. And I'm not buying you one of those. That wonderful story, sweetheart.
That's why I don't make friends anymore, man.
Oh, goodness.
How old were you when you had this guy?
16.
Yeah.
Cruz and I didn't think twice about it, but I had to quit school once I got too big, and he went and started working at his dad's garage as a mechanic, and...
And it's all my fault.
Stop it. If I had my way, actually, I'd never let you out of my clutches.
Good thing you don't have your way.
Are we done?
Yeah, I guess. Hey, Mom.
Yes.
Can me and Jake play Freedom Fighter?
Did you finish all the chapters in your book?
Well, you told me to read 9. I read 8.
Right, exactly.
I did most of it.
Finish, and then you can play.
Right.
All right. And no skimming, because I'm going to test you on it. Do you want some coffee? What?
Nothing. No, nothing. You're doing it. All this with Richie and whatnot. It's like making me feel like a man adolescent.
Yeah. I'm definitely a long way from Martha Stewart, so...
I don't know about that.
No, having kids, it's different. I mean, before I had Richie, I didn't really think about trying to change the world or control it or affect it at all. I was just trying to navigate my way through and get the things that I wanted. But since I've had him, I'm sort of inspired to make it better, more fair, humane for him, you know?
There's one thing I've learned. The world is one nasty, complicated mess. And we are way too insignificant to change anything. I mean, you're really just better off focusing on Richie and preparing him for the future.
Yeah. I used to think like that before Cruz died, but it's different now.
Does Richie know, what happened?
Well, he knows his dad went to war. And he knows that he's not coming back. But, I don't think he's fully grasped that he's dead or what that means.
Yeah. It's a hard thing for a kid to accept.
Mothers, too. About the coffee?
With just one day to go before the Republican National Convention, Mayor Bloomberg has refused to grant a permit for over 250,000 protesters to assemble in Central Park, claiming there just isn't enough room for a demonstration of that size. In response, several hundred activist groups have threatened to use the park as their base of operations during the four-day convention. While the mayor's office downplayed the potential for conflict between protesters and NYPD, officials stated that they haven't ruled out the use of force if demonstrators do not comply with the city's laws.
Oh, yes. I'm sure the protesters will protest, and there may be some abuse of civil liberties.
All right, thanks. I love that guy.
You really like him?
I love him. You have to use him.
Mark him?
Okay.
Okay. Kramer likes what you're getting, but we need to get something a little more,
Spit it out.
dangerous.
Translation?
Militant, dramatic, whatever. Just get into the enemy's camp, you know? Find out what the protesters are planning. Find out who the leaders are of the anti-Bush movement.
Chloe, that's a whole different type of job. I can't just walk into an activist planning meeting with Dexter and a bullhorn.
Okay, but, well, maybe you need to go and do stuff on your own. And just be more low-key.
You know the convention's in a few days, don't you? All right, I'll see what I can get.
Thank you. Oh, check out this guy. Arthur Robbins. See if you can get a clip. Dinner later?
Sure. Rewind that one back.
And out of 90,000 artists, they happen to choose the one that doesn't despise Bush.
Okay, but go back to the beginning. I mean, how did you get surveilled by the Joint Terrorist Task Force?
Well, I was going to show my art in front of the Met, and it was raining, so I actually went into the museum.
And decided to look at the art, and after about a half hour, the security officers stopped me. And they took me to a little room and then interrogated me, and then they claimed they had some kind of tapes that showed that I hung some painting up on the wall, and then they let me go after about a half hour.
Then what happened?
Well, that night, 5 NYPD detectives burst into my house and demanded I answer some questions.
What did they want?
Well, I videotaped it. I could show you.
They let you shoot them?
What, I can't shoot people in my own apartment?
I wasn't saying anything about that.
Well, that was my argument to them because, I mean, they didn't even have a warrant.
Right. Do you have the stuff?
Yeah, it's right here. It's already ready to go. So, yeah.
We just want to know what you're protesting.
What I'm protesting?
Yes, sir.
Who said I'm protesting something?
Your art speaks for itself.
What are you talking about?
No, why are we here, Arthur?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, we do.
Well, tell me. What do you know?
Well, Arthur, listen, I'm not going to, get into this with you right now, all right? I'm going to just ask you one quick question. You ever been in any psychological problems?
No, never. Never.
All right, do me a favor, put your shoes on. You're going to have to come back with us in person.
You're kidding.
Nope. Yeah. All right, so
Am I under arrest?
I'm asking you to put your shoes on.
But am I under arrest?
So you're not under arrest.
Okay. Do I have to go back?
No, you don't have to come back.
Okay.
All right?
You want to ask me something then? You can ask me any question you want here.
We're just trying to find out right now is who and why.
The bottom line is, all right,
Yeah,
you understand in this day and age there's some serious security concerns with terrorism and everything else.
Yeah, right. And I really fit that bill, don't I?
No, I don't think you're a terrorist at all.
By the way, would it be too much for me to could I photograph your IDs?
No, that I'm not doing.
Not photograph, but could I video your IDs?
No, absolutely not.
My name's Elisha Herrick Blaine, E-L-I-S-H-A. Last name is Blaine, B-L-A-I-N-E. I'm from Somerville, Mass.
So, the 831 Action Coalition is calling for a day of nonviolent civil disobedience.
In the past, large protests of all violence has been initiated and perpetuated by the police forces who try to disperse us from the streets.
believes that we pose a threat to them. I think they're very much concerned about us. And I actually think very specifically what we're dealing with right now in terms of the terrorist threats that they're posing out there is very much because they're concerned.